So, yep, I'm back again, same day, like the third or fourth video for the day. I don't know, this day is just going up. uh, Again, back in 1969, honey, my mama was born on this day. My grandma, who's now deceased, linked up, sometime in that year, linked up with my, either in that year yeah, I guess it would be, well, I never even thought about trying to calculate when. So if she was born in August and you go back, that's the 8th month of the year, 9 months to carry a child. Guess in December-ish, somewhere around that time, they was getting it in and conceiving her. Lord have mercy. And who'd have thought that people can give birth to confusion and just, I'll tell you. But that wasn't the main thing, that was what I'm thinking about this evening. I'm thinking about, what was it? Oh my goodness. Why did it try to slip me? I just don't get it. But yeah, I'm definitely thinking about that jail time that I had spent in there back in November, going into December, from November the 30th till December the 4th, which was, yeah, probably around the time my mama was conceived. Well, I mean, makes sense, but yeah, not during that year, of course, but from that point, what was it, about 51 years prior to. And so, yeah, thinking about that and just how it all like tried to play out and stuff like that. Because back in, gosh, was it 2015? I think me and my boy's dad had got into something, this verbal exchange, and then it turned physical. And it was because he had. And see, I get him confused because we got into another one where the police had to be called. Well, he ended up calling the police on himself because I did. I told my daughter, call the police. I don't know if she did it or was about to or whatever, but he went on and called the police on himself. So that was one. And then there was another time when, I'm trying to think, one time, that might have been the time when he came and he got arrested. And then, what was the other time? I'm trying to think. I don't know, it was another time it felt like when the police came out and he got arrested. But definitely that one time. And there was another time when the police came out and he didn't get arrested, but he got a verbal ban. And exactly, and that was in 2017, and that's when he got mad and, got really vindictive and spiteful or whatever. But yeah, he ain't gonna come in here and just do whatever he wants to me, so I just said, whatever. I don't know what kind of drugs you on, I don't know what you put in your drink or whatever, but yeah, it's not gonna go down like that. I didn't appreciate it. But that time in 2015, I was pregnant with my second son. Didn't know, I was only like probably 2 or 3 weeks pregnant with him, but I knew I had I missed my cycle. Yeah, I lost it too, but yeah, I missed my cycle. My breast was tender and all that, and so of course I got hormones going on that I didn't even realize. But either way it go, he had bought some food or whatever from a fast food restaurant, and he pulled up. And let me just say this, I don't so much as ask him, like if I was using his vehicle at a time and I was going to the grocery store getting a whole bunch of groceries, coming back, if he was asleep, I let him sleep. I didn't ask him to even come and help me get the groceries out of the car. But he asked me, he pulled up, and it might have been a couple of bags, it might have been more than a handful, where you had to make more than one trip, possibly. But he asked me to come and help him get the bags of food out the car. And I had just got out the shower. I was, that steam bath and all that. It's still March, so it's kind of cool outside. I'm not stepping outside with my pores open. And see, this is where it's poor communication to me in the black community and just amongst people in general. I'm not stepping out there with my pores open. then you could have texted me and been like, you know, prepare, I'm getting ready to pull up, come get this, that, and the third, whatever, or call. Or I could send the kids out there to help you or whatever. Anyway, none of that went on. No communication, just come and help me get this out the car. And I was like, no, I'm not coming out there. I will hold the door open for you while you bring it in. Bitch this, bitch that, all, I mean, just went off. So on this day, I just wasn't having it, and we went at it or whatever. I don't know what it was, but he just kept on calling me all types of names, calling me out my name. He set the food on the table. I knocked the food off the table. He got pissed off because, you know, he had just bought the food, and you know, I didn't care. He then pushed me into the stove. Like, we literally, this was our first time going, well, it wasn't our first time. It was our first time really something like that was happening. And I know it's got something to do spiritually with the fact that I was carrying our son, and the enemy just didn't want my son, my second son, to make it here. And I was like, oh. And then it's pretty much confirmed when I linked up with his mom one time. I was like, well, did he tell you that I was pregnant or whatever again? And her first response was, oh, why you got pregnant? It was like this, why you get pregnant by him again? Lord. So I was just like, oh wow, y'all got too much going on in this so-called family or whatever. Didn't know I needed to run, should have been ran, whatever. So anyway, that part, the spiritual aspect of it, and what else? We had just been victorious, to be honest, because had a situation go on like 2 or 3 weeks before that where, you know, his other daughter that was, you know, conceived outside of my household and outside of me, but in between both of my sons, we had her over here, and for a while, because the mom had ended up in jail, and yeah, the mom had ended up in jail or whatever, and so, you know, she's down here or whatever, and it was straight or whatever, but, you know, I didn't know that what came with it was all of that. You know, what came next was gonna be something. I thought it was gonna be straight peace between us. I thought we was good. I showed him that I was there for him. I watched the little girl, you know, during the time when he was at work, stuff like that. Then the whole thing just went on at my house where she was coming back to get her child. He didn't take the child nowhere else for her to pick. It could have been, you know, somewhere else. I ain't gonna say a more peaceful place, but it could have been somewhere else, more mutual for them. But they chose to do it at my house. And I didn't have to allow it, but I knew this where the baby was, and, you know. So that was that. But and I tried to be there, stand by his side, this and the third. This one, my eyes was open to some other stuff. Like, I seen how he interacted with other people verbally and all of that, and it seemed more respectful, but then he just continued to, like, disrespect me verbally and in other ways. So I'm like, oh no. I don't know what you think this is, you know. So that's when I just take my mental notes and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute. So, anyway, just getting back to I don't even know how I got there, but the jail time stuff or whatever. So yeah, he went to jail during that one time or whatever. He did get locked up that time, and then everybody was like trying to blame me. Oh, you're the reason why he's down there. Oh, because I called a cop. Because the situation we did. Well, I was going to call the cops, excuse me, but he ended up calling the cops first, and he called them on himself. After that, I guess he held a grudge and was mad. That's not my problem. Like, you are in here doing stupid stuff. And they came in and they determined he was the initiator and the aggressor, and I guess he admitted to it, and I hope he did. And on that night, I was just like, God said I'm not going back. And I was talking to somebody, and I was like, God said I'm not going back, and you know what I'm saying, I shouldn't be in there. Like, God was watching anyway the whole thing regarding me and him. And he did. He was the initiator, and he was the aggressor by verbally abusing me and stuff like that. And even then, I didn't touch him. I just knocked food off of the table, and he got upset, and he pushed me into my stove and everything like that. And I'm pregnant. I didn't know. He pushed me into the stove. This might have been the night too where he pulled my feet out from under my body, and like I fell on the floor and stuff like that. Like, he knows how to do little slick stuff. If for one, it will piss you off, and it could really harm you or whatever. But I thank God I didn't. It's like the angels must have caught me when he pulled my legs out from under me. He will pull somebody's legs off from under them. That's the smart stuff to do. But I'm not. It wasn't okay to do that to me. You do that on the enemy, somebody that's really attacking you or something like that or whatever. But anywho, evidently I was the enemy on that night. But everybody, people started blaming me. Oh, you the reason why he down there. You know, basically you go get him just in the third, whatever. I'm sitting here like, no, his actions and whoever influenced him to behave like that towards me is the reason why he's down there. That don't have, you know what I'm saying? That has little to nothing to do with me. I'm not saying me knocking the food off the table didn't piss him off, but you calling me out my name is what sparked it off the start, because you asked me to do something that I thought, oh, for one, you a grown ass man. You bought this food, bring it in the house. I'm not coming out there with you. No. You need to just, you know what I'm saying? So that was that or whatever. You know, I'm not dating you. I'm not following you. I'm not doing that. And that's one thing that I just refuse to do the whole time or whatever. I caught myself sometimes wanting to and trying to or whatever, but I guess it was the wrong moments, because he didn't want me doing it like that or whatever. But anyway, so that was that with that. Other times he avoided jail time by doing certain stuff. Like I said, the assault with gasoline, kicking in my door. You know, didn't call the cops those times, but you know, the 1 or 2 times that I did because I felt like I needed to, that's what happened. And so he goes on to get with somebody, and who knows what kind of BS he keeps this person, but it didn't matter. This person was already, so must have been sitting around other people and been hearing about me and this, that, and the third, and that's how the "you're not untouchable" came up and all that. And I'm just like, wow, are y'all serious? Like, so he fed her a bunch of stuff. And like I said, this happened me and him, that was happening in 2015. Maybe then a year later he was truck driving, and then a year after that, that's when like a lot of confusion tried to start setting in, and I was like, what in the world? I don't know what was going on with 2017, but that's when it started setting in, and people didn't like me, and I mean, they didn't like me to begin with, but tried to just really find some mean ways to come at me. 2016 people was coming at me too, so anyway. So that's the thing about that. 2018, the girl reached out to me. I didn't know she even existed. I had a feeling because he hadn't been around me, and you know what I'm saying, he wasn't coming over to spend the night, this, and the third. I shouldn't say spending the night after me. 2010, I'm involved with you until 2000 and pretty much 18, then some of 2019, none of 2020, thank God. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So 2018, I guess she had been there maybe since 2017, because she reached out to me. She made a point to let me know. I've been here a little over a year. These are things that she said to me, we've been having sex quite a bit. What kind of sex do y'all have, because he doing too much? I'm just like, what? So basically, you're trying to find out what I do with him so you could try to do it too, and thinking you're gonna keep him there with you. Girl, that's too much work you already putting in, but go ahead, go off, sis. I changed my sis, period. But anyway, so yeah, she was saying stuff like that. She reached out to me for one via email, and he's the only one that I would talk to in my email like that, unless I just felt the need to email people or whatever. But so I already know you're in his stuff, or even he just gave it to you. It's, one or two ways. And so she reached out to me on there. She had already tried to reach out to me on Facebook. Like, how do you even know my government? How do you know anything about me? How? Why, if you're with him, he's not even seeing his children? I mean, I guess unless y'all getting to know each other, but he's not even seeing his children over here, because at that point in time, he hadn't seen his kids since the end of 2017. And then, yeah, he didn't see them no more at all until August of 2018. Just stopped in 2017. That's when the cops got called in November of that year, and he had the verbal ban. And so then that's when I realized, when he was letting me know, you got me banned. Remember, never forget that. So he just, really? You really trying to do all this? spiteful stuff. I got you. I mean, I didn't get you banned. You got yourself banned because you came over here spewing stuff at me. You broke the handle off my door, and I told him I had just got a new door. If you break my door, I'm going to call the cops. Because it's like if you're doing something stupid, I'm going to call the cops. So I called the cops, and the cops didn't do anything. I tried to make sure I stood in the door because I didn't want it to be one of them incidents. But and in his hand, he was trying to get in here so bad, his hands was bleeding and stuff like that. And the cops hadn't noticed that. So they just like, all you gotta do is ban him verbally, and I verbally banned him. Okay, so even after that, he still came around. He came and brought some things or whatever that he had gotten, whether it's from his mom or whoever, by the end of that year. And then after that, he just stayed away. So this is the funny thing is, you will, I guess, yield or so-called yield to those types of regulations, but you won't respect me and hear when I'm telling you, do not call me out my name, don't call me the B word on this, that, and third, and all, you know what I'm saying? Or don't even do little torture stuff like pinch me. He would do little mean stuff like that, pinching and grabbing my skin and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of trying to brush it off because I'm like, oh, maybe I'm a G. I can deal with that. But honey, that's right there. Don't let nobody put their hands on you like that. Period. Like, don't let that slide. I trust and believe that he definitely felt when you know what I'm saying? Because I don't play when it comes to, I don't put your hands on me and just don't do it. Anyway, but he'll make it seem like I'm the one who did certain stuff. They'll make it seem like I'm the initiator and aggressor. I did respond or react or whatever, but as far as at times, sometimes I just had to shut up and just wait it out. Like, okay, let me just make it through this night. Let me just, you know, almost I'll never do this again type stuff. But, you know, it just been never really, it didn't never get that far to where I felt like he was just dangerous like that. Anyway, the girl had reached out to me. I know I'm all putting all the details in there, but the girl had reached out to me in that year. We talked. I had even recorded the conversation, and she was telling me, you know, we don't have to let him know. Then she got to a point where she was like, well, how you know? It was the way she posed stuff was question form. Like, she would ask me, how you know that he ain't my baby father? Girl, you was not from New York, but okay. But but yeah, I mean, she just threw it in there while we were just generally speaking. I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't know, and I really didn't even care, to be honest, because at this time I was still involved with him, and my heart was still in it, should I say. He was physically mostly gone, but my heart was still with him. I definitely hadn't moved on with nobody. I wasn't thinking about nobody else. I was trying to, definitely, and hoping to work it out with him, but you know, he stayed away, and I guess at this point in time, he was plotting to be spiteful. But from that time, whatever, you think this is your regular person who can forgive and move forward, especially because this person has been forgiven, this person have apologized for certain stuff, came back around, still did the same stuff, just to keep it real. I guess that's on me because I just let that slide or whatever, or, you know, felt like I just felt like I wanted to build and wanted to, I didn't want to keep on, like I said, dead hopping or anything like that. So I was just like, you know what, you got to deal with something in a relationship. So I was just dealing or whatever. And then, yeah, so she's saying all this or whatever. And like I said, I recorded the conversation, but I ended up deleting it because I just got to a point where I felt like there's no need. Because even if I play it back to him, is he going to give a damn? And then basically it's pretty much still coming out that he ain't gonna give a damn because he's the one over there feeding her BS, and he's the one over there, you know, pretty much egging her on. That's what he did with, you know, the other girl too when he had a baby on me. I know it sounds crazy, like, oh wow, he had a baby on you, then he moved on with somebody else. And yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but it is what it is. Yes, it hurt my feelings. Yes, it, you know, tried to tear me apart and stuff like that, but I did not. I feel like I'm a big girl. I've done things too, especially in my past. I didn't do anything with him and while I was involved with him, but I did things in my past before him and before, or probably even during. It was during my child's father, but it was him, my daughter's father. He was also playing games and stuff. That's what caused me to do what I was doing, or whatever, or aided to some of the stuff that I was doing. So, but anyway, I did certain stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I hurt. I did other things to contribute to hurting maybe other females or whatever, and so hey, gotta roll with the punches. It hurt like crazy. But I just didn't know that it was just gonna continue coming those amounts or whatever, and it came. I mean, you reaping what you sow, and I've been told and heard that you reap greater than what you have sown. Like you are, it's like you put a seed in the ground, and that harvest grows up, and you're gonna get more than the few seeds that you put. You're gonna get more, produce, product, or whatever from what you've grown. So it was like that or whatever. I'm like, well, dang. Then on the other hand, got my daughter's father feeling like, I'm still waiting on God to punish you. Like he wanted me to be punished and all that. So, the people that I've been around, it have not been true, genuine love. They definitely haven't led by example in that, and it just ultimately that's what it was. I don't know what it'll be in the end, but as far as the process that I've been through with them, it hasn't been genuine love. They spoke that they loved me and stuff like that, but they didn't really love me, and so that's what it was or whatever. Meanwhile, my heart is all in it or whatever. It was definitely my feelings, feeling like I loved them. I definitely didn't hate them, but I just was, to me, more invested and emotionally invested in stuff than they were. And so it's what it is. So this is where we are today. But yeah, the girl was telling me all this stuff, and I guess letting me know where he been at and all this or whatever. She didn't know all the details, of course. She didn't know, and at this point in time, he had just sent me pics of his penis that I had already seen for years. Know everything, know enough about it, should I say. Had 2 children with you, so I wasn't worrying about, I wasn't on it like that, but he actually took a picture, and he was taking pictures while he was at this person's house. Like, he's good for and known for taking pictures in people's stuff or somewhere else, and I don't know what it is, taking a picture in the mirror of himself, and it was weird type stuff, look back on this like, oh, you're a weird type dude, and which his mama did one day sit down and tell me. She was like, he's weird, and I was like, okay, well, people, and I kind of brushed that off too, and I was like, well, I understand, people think I'm weird too. So, but I didn't know that he's a different level and a different type of weird. And I just say it's opposite. I can't say it's equal to mine, but I definitely say it's opposite or whatever. And at the time, I was just like, yeah, let me just hope that it's, the male form of just weird, just little quirky type stuff, and this is some other stuff. I didn't even ask her the details because I already felt like she had groomed him to be that type of way, and, wait a minute, let me double check